Another miraculous Tom Brady comeback last night as a late fourth quarter touchdown earned the Bucs a win over the Saints. Tampa is in control of its own playoff destiny as it sits atop the NFC South. CBS News special correspondent James Brown is here with us in Studio 57 to break it all down. JB is also the host of the NFL Today on CBS and Inside the NFL, which streams exclusively on Paramount Plus. Welcome, JB.
No matter how fast-paced the pace is, you guys are very soothing and comfortable.
So are you. So are you.
Your hands down.
All right. So let's talk about Brady, man. He did it again.
Yeah. You know what? Even going through all of the personal travails that he's going through, the guy has just been remarkable. It's hard to believe, 45 years of age. The Buccaneers have not had a particularly strong season, haven't been offensively prolific. Even the defense has had challenges at times. But when you get in that closing situation, closing seconds of the game, and Brady's at the helm, the guys believe in him, and that was a miraculous closing game-winning drive for them. Brady is indeed, I have to acknowledge unequivocally, the GOAT.
The GOAT, yeah, you can't argue with that.
Can't argue.
Deion Sanders.
Talk Deion.
So, you know, I wasn't really paying attention, and then, the social media blew up. People are no longer friends anymore. There's a lot of arguments on social media.
Good thing it happened after Thanksgiving. Because that would have been...
I know, that would have been awkward. I know, forget about politics.
I know.
So, Deion Sanders named head coach for the University of Colorado after coaching at HBCU Jackson State. Some people have been critical. They felt like it's disloyal. But other people are like, don't count his money.
That's right.
Right?
Let my man get ahead in the world.
I love that. And you know what? Disloyal, he only revived moribund program there. Brought all kinds of attention to the SWAC, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, otherwise called the SWAC. And
HBCUs in general.
Well, yes.
Everybody benefited from the glare of the spotlight that he was under. Not only did he do a phenomenal job winning 2 consecutive SWAC titles, they play in the championship game, the bowl game coming up, I think it's December the 17th. He said he is going to finish out the deal. Hey, look, he never said he was there to stay for an eternity. The 2 issues, one, because the HBCUs have been so overlooked, since the NFL rated it of all of its awesome talent decades ago, he now has brought new attention there. That's a good thing. They've all benefited. But I love Deion's speech when he was talking to his players. He made the point that, hey, in the coaching profession, you are either shown the door or the few times that it happens, you can walk out on your own.
True.
So he's got other things he wants to accomplish, and everybody's going to benefit. So, you know what? You guys, look, the way you both introduced him, prime time. He brought the prime time light to them, so he accomplished
But let me
that.
ask you this. I saw an interesting tweet from Shannon Sharp, one of the great all-time
A legitimate account? Go ahead.
A legitimate account.
Does it have a check mark?
And he said, this is the quote, "I went to an HBCU, but only because I was Prop 48. It worked out great for me. Had I had the grades coming out of high school, I would not have chosen an HBCU." So I think it's interesting that he's saying that, first of all, I don't know what Prop 48 is. I'm not a sporty
academically challenged, if you will, so he had to get up to snuff. But go ahead.
Okay. All right. So
in late terms.
So he's saying what? That if he could have gotten into USC or Ohio State, he would have gone there.
And that's because the big colleges, that's where the money is. That's where the attention is. It's the pipeline to the pros, which at one point the HBCUs were. And once the NFL opened up and started going after the awesome talent there, then the programs at the HBCUs, they weren't of the same quality. Deion carried some.
I didn't know that either. I would have thought that because they were rating the HBCUs that the talent pool would be elevated.
Deion brought some top caliber kids, including 2 of his sons, the quarterback and the defensive back there. So he's brought them all kinds of spotlight. I talked to a good friend of mine who lives down in Vicksburg, Mississippi, follows the SWAC very closely. He said, excuse the vernacular, I ain't hating. He did a great job in terms of bringing the attention there. Now let's hope that the spotlight will stay there to show that there are other capable coaches who can get the job done there.
I like that, JB. Kyrie.
Yeah, Kyrie Irving. All right. So Nike has cut ties with Kyrie Irving. There was a shoe that was supposed to come out. Said it's not going to happen. And it has to do with a link that he posted to a film that had anti-Semitic messaging. I don't know. What's your take on it?
Well, you know what, Kyrie, a sad situation. Look, I understand First Amendment rights. We get that whether we like it or not. And he pretty much is steadfast in believing what he believes. even though it's offensive to a number of folks, anti-Semitic and the rest. However, Nike as a corporation said, we've got a responsibility to make certain we're bringing athletes on board with good character, not trying to create controversy that's going to smack a large number of folks that way. So, and we get it. So he was being paid $11 million a year. His shoe is one of the most popular shoes worn by other athletes, but that deal is over. Phil Knight, the co-founder of Nike, said, look, you know, we did our homework. We examined it closely. Association with the athlete, their persona, if you will, is key to the success of the shoe and the corporation. So they made a business decision saying that Kyrie was dug in with respect to his attitude, feeling that he was standing on good ground, even though the link was to a movie, Hebrews to Negroes, Wake Up Black America, and the anti-Semitic overtones and undertones and directness in there. So that's why they parted ways.
JB, always great talking to you. We learned something. I didn't know anything about the
I didn't know what Prop 48
NFL
was.
And HBCUs.
Yeah.
It's always great having you here.
Like I said, I'm always in great hands with you guys. Can I say thank you?
Thank you.
Ditto. JB, always great to see you. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Sounds good.